We're doing balance scale online, or backing up to what we did last unit, which was x plus 3 equals 5. So that was one step from last unit. Everybody agree? Yeah. So what's happening to x there? Added by 3. So how do we undo that? We subtract 3, and whatever we do to one side, we do to the other side. So x equals 2. Now clearly we could do this in our head, right? And then for our check, we plug it back into the original problem. 2 plus 3 is 5, so it works. Okay? So we're going to take that same problem we just did, and I'm going to show you how to do a balanced scale. And I was told that you didn't do balanced scales last year. So balanced scales is another way to visualize what's happening here, so that when we get into the harder problems, you could fall back to the balanced scale method. Okay? So we are going to draw this balanced scale, x plus 3 equals 5, and you got to fit 2 balanced scales in here, so don't draw a giant one. You're going to have to kind of gauge it so that you can squeeze them in. There's my scale. There's my artistic abilities right there. There we go. Okay? All right, so the way we show x's are with a square and an x in it. Well, that wasn't a very good square. Okay, a square with an x in it, and then we have circles for our singles, so there's 3 circles there. So that's an x plus 3 on the left, and then on the right it's just 5, so we would have 5 circles there. Okay, so I have drawn the balanced scale to match that equation work over there. Everybody agree with that? You good? All right. Now, I want to know what x is, and x is not by itself right now, so I can't tell what x is. So what am I going to do first to get x by itself? I'm going to get rid of 3. So on this balanced scale, I'm going to cross off 3. But what just happened to my scale? It just went like this, didn't it? Right? So now we need to cross off 3 on the other side. And we're going to draw the resulting scale below. So we have our 1 x's left and our 2 circles. To show the math of what we just did, in orange, to match my crossing off, you told me to subtract 3. So that's what I did there. And what was my resulting scale? X equals 2. Okay, any questions about that, guy? We're okay there? All right, so then we're going to go to the next one. So now we're into two-step world. How do I know that this is a two-step?
There's 2 numbers.
There's 2 things happening to x, right? What's one of the things happening to x? It's being multiplied by 2 and added by 5. So we're going to draw out our scale now. You have to fit 3 scales in this little spot now. So make them skinny. So 2 x's this time, and 5 circles on the left, and then 9 circles on the right. Okay, we got 2 x's and 5 circles on the left, 9 circles on the right. So what are we going to do first? We're going to get rid of 5 circles on the left. I agree. So cancel out your 5 circles. But whatever I do on one side, I got to do to the other. So I'm going to show it in the same color on the left, what I just did. I just canceled out 5 circles on each side. So what is my resulting scale? What's left on the left? Yeah, say it. Okay. 2 x's, that's right. And what's left on the right? That's interesting. Okay, hold on. Let me pause my video here. Okay, so you have your resulting scale. You have your resulting scale. And then on the left, we're going to write what equation matches that scale. So what equation do we have? 2x equals 4. That's right. Okay, now how do we solve this problem? What do you think we should do, Kevin?
Divide by 2.
Yeah, we're dividing by 2. Dividing by 2 is the same as what? Dividing by 2 over here, but how do we say divide by 2? We're not going to say divide by 2. We'd say what? Half it. Yeah, cut it in half. Half it. Yeah, we're going to cut it in half. So that means is going to equal how many? Yeah, right? That x equals 2, that x equals 2. So my resulting scale, we're going to have our answer, and we're showing divided by 2 there. So we have 1x left, and it equals 2 circles. So x equals 2, okay? Now, basically for balanced scales, if you're on any kind of problem, and you get to the point where you're getting confused, revert back to the balanced scale model and just draw it out, okay? Just draw it out. Okay, so you're going to try one now where it says you try on the next page, okay? So go ahead, you try that. Pause the video. Okay, so here's what you should have. Did you end up with x equals 2? You crossed 6 off on both sides first. And then you actually made 3 groups this time. We were dividing it into thirds, and so x equals 2. All right, the next one says, what if x was on the other side? So in this one, I put the x just in the different spot on the left, and then the next one, I put it over on the right. Is it going to change the problem at all? No, it's not going to change the problem at all. So we'll do one more balanced scale together here. 1 plus 2x equals 9. And if this is super easy, that's a good thing. It's not always bad to have a super easy thing, right? So 2x equals 9. What's my first step? What's my first step? Subtract 1. You're going to cross 1 off from each side. I'm going to show that math on the left. Okay, so 2x equals 8 is what's on the left, and on the right, I'm going to model that. And we have to do what to this problem? Divide by 2, so we're cutting it in half on the left. So we're dividing by 2, x equals 4, you got it. X equals 4. Alrighty? Okay, so you are going to do the last one on your own. So pause the video and go ahead and do that. Okay, so you should have, when you finish that up, now I messed it up when I did the second guy. I started to draw the x's on the wrong side. X equals 1, so I just have a very thick scale there. So you subtracted 1, you divide it by 4, so x equals 1. All right, so you're going to go on to the next step.